We start with Heat 1 of the female 100 meters freestyle. Coming up already to the finish on this 100 freestyle. Lane number 3 gets their first. Megan Neve in 103.70. Amber Haycock second in a 104.70. So exactly a second between those two swimmers. Scarlett Humphrey touches fourth into the wall there. 112.62 for the S11 swimmer. And I believe that, subject to ratification, that will be a new S11 British record. Or it will be close enough. She may hold it already. She said it actually in October, so she's just outside her own record. My apologies. Heat 2. In lane 1, Sophie Stafford-Gill for the City of Leicester. 2 is Maisie Lee Simpson for the City of Leicester. 3, Evie Dickinson for Louth. 4, Jessica Lyons for the City of Leicester. 5 is Olivia Beard for Nova Centurion. 6, Jessica Oxley for the City of Leicester. 7, Charlotte Bemrose for Louth. And 8 is Sophie Martin for Chesterfield. Olivia Beard first into the wall there in a 101.26. Jess Line second with 101.67. And third, Sophie Stafford-Gill, 101.93. Heat 3. Lane 1 is Lucy Bannatyne for the City of Leicester. Sadie Llewellyn for Repton goes in lane 2. 3 is Neve Ping for Workstop in 4. Anais Kirby for the City of Leicester. 5 is Janet Fung for Nova Centurion. 6 Miley Aram for Long Eaton. 7 is Vanilla Woodis for Repton. And 8 Lola Harmshaw for Radford. Lane 7 takes the lead here. Vanilla Woodis for Repton has a good chunk on the rest of this field. It's only 100 metres, but she's going to burn it by almost a body length. 59.93 is our first sub-minute time that we see so far this morning. Janet Fung is second to the wall in 1 minute .93, with Sadie Llewellyn in third. This is Heat 4. Lane 1 is Millie King for Derby Excel. Dorothy Plumpton for the City of Leicester goes in lane 2. 3 is Annabelle Crees for Repton. 4, Jessica Brandon for Nova Centurion. 5 is Poppy Mathias for Repton. 6, Arabella Green for Repton. 7 is Kiara Reeder for the City of Leicester. And Erin Ingham for Louth goes in lane number 8. It's going to be tight on the 50-metre wall here. Lane 3 gets feet to the wall first. Annabelle Crees, 28.73, the 50-metre split there. And then only 2/100ths of a second between Brandon in 4 and Green in 6. So very little separating this 4 feet of the 100 freestyle. Total of 8 heats to go. So this is halfway through this event. We are going to see a win here from lane 3. Annabelle Crees takes the touch in 58.79. Absolutely smashing her entry time, which was a short course entry time as well. Brandon is second and Kiara Reeder third. Heat 5. Lane 1 is Elodie Piercy for Repton. Amelia Chescheek of Northampton goes in lane 2. 3, Helen Sharrett for Derby Phoenix. Olivia McCall for Repton goes in lane 4. 5 is Alyssa Lowe for the City of Leicester. Charlotte Wright of Louth in lane 6. 7 is Emma Jane Ranson for Belpermarlin. And Jennifer Walker for Bassett Law is in lane number 8. Pretty much a straight line of 8 swimmers turn at 50. First to the wall there is almost impossible to tell. 28.81 will be the fastest time. No, it went 28.78 actually for Helen Sharrett in lane 3 was first to 50. And 5 metres left now. This race impossible to call because about 3 swimmers approach the wall at exactly the same time. Chescheek gets her hand on the wall first, 59.95, so 5/100ths underneath the minute mark. This is Heat 6. Lane 1 is Lily Freeman for Northampton. Eve Turnbull for Carlton Forum goes in 2. Isabel Lee for the Union of Nottingham in 3. 4 is Alexandra Bulett for the City of Lincoln. 5, Jessica Smelt for Repton. 6, Georgie Reynolds for Repton. 7 is Katie Hammond for the Union of Nottingham. And 8 is Pixie Lael Klsicki for Derby Excel. This will be the first of the cyclically seeded heats. So the last 21 swimmers are mixed up, which means that the fastest person in this heat will actually be the 3rd seed in the competition. Lane 4 is first into the wall, as would be expected. Alexandra Bulett touches first in 58.09 to set the fastest time we've seen so far this morning. Second there was Jessica Smelt, with Isabel Lee in 3rd place. Let's have heat 7. Lane 1 is Anna Clark for the City of Leicester. Elle Price for Chesterfield goes in 2. 3 is Hannah Hodgkiss for Repton. Laurie Devine for Repton is in 4. 5, Isabella Ocaro for Repton. 6 is Charlotte Hall for Derby Excel. Harriet Oxley of Repton is in lane 7. And 8 is Heaven Harris Burton for Nottingham Leander. .26.82 was first for Devine to hit the wall at 50. Of course, she is considerably faster than the rest of the field here. 54.93 her entry time, and at a genuine short course time as well. Just 5 meters left to go and a body length ahead of the rest of the pool. She touches first in 55.98. Isabella Ocaro is second in 57.5, and third is Elle Price. Heat 8 is the final heat. Notification of a disqualification. The swimmer in event 201, heat 1, lane 4 was disqualified for a technical infraction. Lane number 1 is Madison Emmond for Repton. Into Olivia Han for Repton. 3 is Francesca Whiting for the Union of Nottingham. Georgina Pryor of Derby Excel goes in 4. 5, Hannah Capron for Repton. 6 is Anna Tyers for Derby Excel. 7, Grace Wingham for Kettering. And 8 is Connie Palmer for Repton. As I explained earlier, Pryor will be the fastest seed in the competition. The 25-year-old from Derby Excel clocked a time of 54.90 to ensure that she is the fastest. She won't necessarily get to the wall first, though. It is Hannah Capron there with a 56.99, which will be second fastest into tonight's final. Georgina Pryor second, with Anna Tyers third. We now move to the open male 200 meters freestyle. This is heat 1. The swimmers in this first heat in lane 3, Harvey Phillips for Louth. 4 is Jamie Love for Radford, and 5, Ewan Cox for the city of Lincoln Pentaqua. Your finalists in the female 100 freestyle are as follows. In the 16 years and under age group, Anna Clark, Connie Palmer, Jessica Smelt, Hannah Capron, Anna Tyers, Annabelle Crease, Madison Emmett, and Grace Wingham. Reserves, Fenella Woodis and Amelia Chescheek. And in the 17 years and over age group, finalists Elle Price, Francesca Whiting, Isabella Ocaro, Laurie Devine, Georgina Pryor, Alexandra Bulett, Isabel Lee, and Georgie Reynolds. Reserves are Charlotte Hall and Olivia Han. If you have qualified for a final that you do not intend to swim in, then you must let us know by withdrawing within 15 minutes from the end of this session. That is your deadline for a withdrawal. We've already seen our first swimmer complete this 200 freestyle. Ewan Cox, 2 minutes, 0.27 to finish. He'd entered on a 2:05.75, so he just knocked 5 seconds off his entry. That's got to be a great swim from the Lincoln swimmer. Jamie Love, 2:05.91. Well, that is only 0.4 of a second outside of his entry time. Harvey Phillips in lane 3 is a para swimmer. Swimmers in the S4 category for freestyle. And his personal best time is 3:40.13 for the 200 short course. If he wanted to achieve the British record in the 200 freestyle, the time he would need would be 3:26.30. So he's got 50 meters left to go. Remember, 3:40.13 for a PB. And into the last 5 meters for Harvey Phillips to complete his 200 freestyle. And his finish time, 3:50.39. That is heat 1 complete. This is Heat 2. Lane 1 is Aaron Simpson for Long Eaton. Jensen Hilton for the city of Lincoln Pentaqua goes in lane 2. Harvey J. Alsop for Nova Centurion is in lane 3. 4, Harry Mascree for Balpamalin. 5 is Dylan Jameson for Repton. 6, Matthew Deason for the city of Leicester. Harry Milne of Repton is in lane 7. And Eddie Barron for Nottingham Leander is in lane number 8. Halfway through, lane 7 is going for it here. Harry Milne over on the far side of your shot, on the far side of the pool, as you look at this from the spectator gallery. Harry Milne enters on 2:04.70. And now just 50 meters to go. Seems unlikely that anyone is going to catch Harry Milne here. 128.63 with 50 meters left to go. And into the last 5. Milne has led this from the off over in lane 7. His PB was 156.88 from October. He is just outside that, but could make a final with that time, 159.59. Second into the wall was Dylan Jameson in 202.13. And Jensen Hilton in third. Heat 3. Lane 1 is Joseph Greaves for Nova Centurion. Daniel Walker for Nova Centurion goes in 2. 3, Thomas Wilkinson for Chesterfield. Jacob Mills of the City of Leicester is in lane 4. 5, George Moore for the City of Leicester. 6 is Jake Franz for Worksop. 7, James Lake for Loughborough. And 8 is Ruben Hubringer for Repton. This and then 2 more heats to come, which means that this is the first of our cyclical heats. Jacob Mills in the centre, the third fastest seed in the competition, enters on a ridiculously quick 151.60. Remember, as a general rule, if the time ends in 0, most likely that is a converted time. So the time was set long course, we've converted it to short course for this short course competition. This will be the first time a lot of these swimmers have swum, particularly at this level, in a short course environment. Mills was over 52.54 at 100. And 5 meters left to go. Jacob Mills takes the touch in 150.33. That is a very, very fast time indeed, and will be difficult for anyone to beat in the coming heats. George Moore second with a 155.86. I've just pulled up Jacob Mills's PB. That is a lifetime best for Mills by over a second. 1.3 second PB for the City of Leicester swimmer. And a great time. This is Heat 4. Lane 1 is Elliot Barker for Rushden. Austin Manley for Repton goes in 2. Sam Cook for Corby is in 3. 4 is Tom Truman for Derby XL. Lewis Warner for Nottingham Leander in 5. 6, Luke Stevens for the City of Leicester. Joseph Parnell for the City of Lincoln goes in 7. And 8 is Henry Scully Proud for Loughborough. So we've just seen the time to beat 150.33. How close can anyone in these remaining heats get to that time? Tom Truman will be wanting to try and do that. And actually, as I say all of this, I realise that Jacob Mills, who clocked that time, is 16. So we'll be in the 16 and under final rather than the 17 and over final. So we still are going to see the fastest 17 and over swimmer, probably from these preceding heats. Could we see a situation where the 16 and under final is faster than the 17 years and over final? That would be quite something if we did. 53.90 for Tom Truman to turn first at 100. And now just 10 meters left to go for Tom Truman. Lifetime best for him would be 150.88. That was set back in September. 151.57 is just outside of that lifetime best. Second fastest time we've seen so far today. The fastest seed he will be as it stands for the 17 years and over final. Sam Cook is second into the wall there, 154.63. Heat 5 is the final heat. Final heat of the 200 freestyle. Lane 1 is Daniel Harris for the City of Leicester. 2, Eden Rowe for Northampton. 3 is Elliot Sibley for Nova Centurion. 4, Alexander Harrand for Derby Excel. Joseph Kingsland for Nova Centurion goes in 5. 6, Thomas Swales for Nova Centurion. 7 is Lane Keyworth for Bassett Law. Jack Bignall for Northampton goes in lane number 8. Well, quite a race going on between the two swimmers in the centre. Kingsland in 5, leads Harrand in 4 at the minute. 124.5 as a split there for Kingsland. 125.0 for the split there for Harrand. So about half a second between them on that turn, and it is closing that gap into these final 25 metres. Lane 4 has now taken the lead. Trailed the whole way did Joseph Kingsland, but now... Sorry, he did trail Joseph Kingsland, but now Alexander Harrand is going to take the touch. 153.16 for Harrand. Kingsland second with a 153.64, and then Thomas Swales third, 156.83. We now move to the female 50 metres breaststroke, Heat 1. Lane 1 is Poppy Westmoreland for Nova Centurion. 2, Nia Wilkinson for Northampton. 3 is Helena Field for Louth. 4, Grace McDonald for Grantham. 5, Isla Perry-Taylor for Belper-Marlin. And 6 is Charlotte Jarman for Rushton. And 7 is Olivia James for Wellingborough. Entry times here range from mid to high 36s. We're going to see lane 4 take the touch fairly comfortably in the end, but 1 were nearly snuck in there. Grace McDonald, 36.47, 36.77 for Poppy Westmoreland. Olivia James, third into the wall. This is Heat 2. Lane 1 is Isabella Walter for Louth. 2 is Olivia Marshall for Derby XL. 3 is Tegan Gray for Gainsborough. 4, Alice May Downs for the City of Lincoln. 5 is Evie Allsop for Hucknall. 6, Magenta Kenyon for Kettering. 7, Maisie Lee Simpson for the City of Leicester. And 8 is Lily May Glover for Repton. First into the wall there was Alice May Downs, 35.89. Second, Olivia Marshall, and Magenta Kenyon in third place. This is Heat 3. Lane 1 is Kate Andrews for the City of Leicester. Lola Harmshaw for Radford goes in 2. Poppy Matthias for Repton is in 3. 4 is Emily Batchelor for Kettering. Alice Green for Swadlincote goes in 5. 6, Charlotte Byron for Melton Mowbray. Heaven Harris Burton for Nottingham Leander in 7. Matilda Herries for Loughborough goes in lane number 8. This is Heat 4. Lane 1 is Emily Webb for Bassett Law. Sophie Stafford Gill for the City of Leicester goes in 2. Neve Dunbar for the City of Leicester is in 3. 4, Mabley Collier for Repton. 5 is Chloe Daybell for Nova Centurion. 6, Ashley Green for Repton. 7 is Olivia Crow for Melton Mowbray. And 8 is Elodie Piercy for Repton. Tight on the finish here between 4 and 5, but 4 is there first. Collier in 32.65, 33.3 for Daybell, so over half a second in it in the end. Dunbar is third with a 34.1. This is Heat 5. Lane 1 is Millie Widdup for Uni of Nottingham. Olivia Anstey for Louth goes in 2. Mabel Walker for Repton in 3. Kira Fletcher for Nova in 4. 5, Pixie Lake Klasky for Derby XL. In 6, Philippa Hickman for Nova Centurion. 7, Phoebe Morgan for Belvoir Marlin. And Ellie Parks for the City of Lincoln Pentaqua goes in lane number 8. (32.93) for Kira Fletcher, the fastest time in Heat 5. Pixie Lale Klasky is in second, and Olivia Anstey third. Heat 6. Lane 1 is Fatini Kulkarni for the City of Leicester. 2, Grace Wingham for Kettering. 3 is Anna Stansfield for the Uni of Nottingham. 4, Imogen Clark for Derby Excel. 5 is Hannah Capron for Repton. 6, Madeline Smurthwaite for the City of Lincoln Pentaqua. 7 is Connie Renard for Repton. And 8 is Charlotte Wright for Louth. Now, Imogen Clark in lane 4 is the fastest female breaststroker in British history. She holds the British record on this event, 29.30. She set that in December at the World Short Course Championships. The time she's just set there is to be confirmed in just a moment, so we will see on the scoreboard exactly how fast Imogen Clark went. I'm sure she will be the fastest swimmer into the final. There's hardly any doubt about that, but we'll see that time confirmed just then. 31.09 for Clark to qualify fastest for tonight's final. This is the open male 100 meters breaststroke, heat 1. So just 2 swimmers in our first heat. Lane 3 is Luke James for Leicester Penguins, and 4 is Bruce D for Northampton. Both of these are para swimmers. James swimming in the SB8 category and D swimming in the SB6 category. Now, in case you're not familiar with para swimming, the way that we work multi-classification events, so there will be a multi-classification prize for these swimmers. They will be ranked by multi-classification. And we use something called British Para Points to establish that calculation. That is based on how close the swimmers get to the relevant world record in their class. So if you achieved a world record, you would receive 1,000 para points for your class, and that means that we can swim swimmers with different impairments together. So obviously these 2 swimmers have different impairments, and yet we can still swim them in the same race against each other because the point system allows us to make that as fair as possible. The British record, if you're interested, on the 100 breaststroke for men in the SB6 category would be 1:27.03, and Bruce D's entry time isn't a mile away from that. He's got 10 meters left to go, and we'll see how fast Bruce D can go here. 5 left and into the wall for D. The finish time is 1:32.81 for the Northampton swimmer. And Luke James into his last 5 meters for this 100 breaststroke. He entered on 2:26.03. Well, he's just smashed through that. 2:18.63 for Luke James. Great swimming all round. And I can see as well, I've just pulled up Bruce D's personal best time. He set a new lifetime best there because previously it was 1:38.14, so he's just knocked 6 seconds off his PB. Great swim. Heat 2. The following swimmers have qualified for the finals in the open male 200 meters freestyle. In the 16 years and under age group, Harry Milne, Lane Keyworth, Jake France, Jacob Mills, Thomas Swales, Joseph Parnell, James Lake and Austin Manley reserves Ewan Cox and Daniel Harris. And in the 17 years and over age group, Elliot Sibley, George Moore, Joseph Kingsland, Tom Truman, Alexander Harrand, Sam Cook, Luke Stevens and Thomas Wilkinson. Reserves are Joseph Greaves and Harvey Phillips. Into the last 5 meters then for this 100 breaststroke, lane 3. I think is going to get the touch just about, and does. Zeravecha 112.70 for the Grantham swimmer. Second, Jared Collins, and Zachary Drayson in third place. This is heat 3. Lane 1 is Christopher Oliver for Long Eaton. 2, Zach Hopkinson for Grantham. Harrison Grix White for Dronfield goes in 3. 4 is Max Holland for Nova Centurion. 5, Joseph Lauder for Repton. Orion Nath for Corby is in 6. 7, Jake Adams for Louth. And Ellis Bancroft of Loughborough goes in lane number 8. Five left to go for lane 4. Max Holland is going to take this comfortably. 110.29 for the Nova swimmer. Over a second faster than his 111.67 entry time. Second, Christopher Oliver. And third, there was Orion Nath. This is heat 4. Lane 1 is Joseph Mulligan for Nova Centurion. 2, Luke Chambers for Nova Centurion. 3, Lewis Cotterill for Hinckley. 4, Luke Whitton for Long Eaton. 5 is Oliver Gillett for Dronfield. 6, Aman Tethi for Rushton. Jacob Henson for Braunston goes in lane 7. And Manav Mystery for Northampton is in lane 8. Jacob Henson in lane 7 is first to 50, 32.64. Only swimmer in a 32 to 50. 33s from lanes 3 and 6. It looked like they're into the last 25 now. And 7 still has ever so slight of a lead on lane 5. It does look like Henson should take this here, but it's going to be tight between him and Jalot. It is Henson first, 110.23. Second, Amantethi with a 111.09. And third was Luke Chambers. This is Heat 5. Lane 1 is Joel Eady for Braunston. Alfie Malloy for Loughborough goes in 2. George Berwick for Grantham in 3. 4 is Willen Muddimer for Loughborough. Jacob Hodkinson for Bassett Law is in 5. 6, Cole Stevens for Chesterfield. 7, Paul Page for Hinckley. 8 is Matthew Debenham for Northampton. Alfie Malloy in lane 2 is first to 50, 31.99, so a hundredth underneath the 32-second mark. Second was lane 1, so unusual to see two outside lanes like that touch first and second. Let's see if they can maintain it all the way into the wall. Malloy seems to look like he would do. Alfie Malloy does touch first. 108.21 is the first time. Second was Willem Muddimer, and Joel Eady was third. 110.20. Third place time. Heat 6. Lane 1 is Kieran Howard for Radford. 2 is Archie Forrester for Loughborough. 3, Jaden Leo for Belper Marlin. 4 is Jacob Hamblin for Derby XL. 5, Adam Metcalf for Loughborough. 6 is Henry Cross for City of Lincoln. And 7 is Benjamin Roberts for Nova Centurion. This is the first of the cyclically seeded heats. So Hamblin, the third fastest seed into the 100 breaststroke. 103.80 his entry time. Fastest seed we'll see in 2 heats time. Enters on a 101.62. So about 2 seconds difference between fastest and third fastest in this competition. It is Hamblin in the lead as we would expect at this stage, but he does have Adam Metcalf on his shoulder. Now just 10 meters left to go, and can Hamblin maintain this all the way through this heat? He can. In fact, he speeds up in the last few meters, it seems. Hamblin takes it in 104.01. Adam Metcalf is second, and Archie Forrester third. This is Heat 7. For the attention of all spectators, we do have a policy at this event of no photography from the balcony. Please, we are taking live stream imaging of this event, and that is accessible via the Swim England East Midlands YouTube channel. It will also be available for replay, so you will be able to watch all of these swims back. However, the policy of the centre and of this event is that we are not able to have photography from anyone inside the building. Please ensure that you are not taking photographs from the gallery, and if you are, then you may be asked to leave by a member of Swim England event staff. Thank you. Heat 7 swimmers, let's rattle through them before they finish. Lane 1 is James Berry for Radford, Thomas Page of Leander in 2, Daniel O.I. Nichols of Leander in 3, Nikolai Krishnenkley of WXL in 4, Dominic Bouls for Repton in 5, Ross Balderson for Rushton in 6, 7 is Oliver Richmond for Nova, and 8 Max Balderson for Rushton. First of the wall is going to be lane 4 by a body length or more. Kuchanowski in 104.50. That's the second fastest time we've seen so far this morning. Thomas Page is second, and Dominic Bouls is third. Heat 8 is the final heat. Lane 1 is Adam Fraser for Rushton, Caleb O'Brien for Corby goes in 2, Cameron White for the Uni of Nottingham in 3, 4 Jack Blair for Chesterfield, 5 Tyler Toombs for Nova Centurion, James Hannibal for Kettering is in 6, 7 Evan Hawley for Sutton, and 8 is Oliver Oxley for the City of Leicester. Blair, of course, the fastest seed in the competition, 101.62 is his entry time. 30.48 to 50, challenged by Annabelle, who went 30.66 over in lane 6. So definitely going out with him. Only 0.2 of a second between those two swimmers. Not even 0.2 of a second between those two swimmers. The far turn, though, Blair has started to increase the pace here and has half a body length, exceeding to a body length on the rest of the pool. Blair surely is going to take this heat comfortably in the end. Will he be the fastest into the final? 103.64 ensures that he will be. That is the fastest time we've seen so far this morning. Toombs is second with a 105.15, and O'Brien in lane 2 touches third, 105.77 for the Corby swimmer. That is the 100 breaststroke complete. We now move to the female 400 metres individual medley. This is Heat 1. Three heats of the 400 IM to come, and these are heat declared winner events, so these swimmers not looking to progress to a final will be able to win medals during their heat swim. Lane 1 is Amelia Chescheek for Northampton. Janie Finch for the City of Leicester goes in 2. Sadie Llewellyn for Repton in 3. 4 is Francesca Hallam-Stott for Grantham. Francesca Harrison for the City of Leicester goes in 5. 6 is Freya Jones for Nova Centurion. Amelia Denham for Chesterfield is in lane 7. And 8 is Olivia Beard for Nova Centurion. Finalists in the 50 breaststroke in the 16 years and under age group: Madeline Smurthwaite, Olivia Anstey, Neve Dunbar, Mably Collier, Hannah Capron, Emily Batchelor, Sophie Stafford Gill and Grace Wingham. Reserves: Philippa Hickman and Mabel Walker. In the 17 years and over age group: Ali Parks, Anna Stansfield, Chloe Daybell, Imogen Clark, Kira Fletcher, Pixie Lael Klasicki, Ashley Green and Fatini Kilcarney. Reserves: Olivia Crow and Millie Widdup. In the 100 breaststroke, 16 years and under age category: Max Holland, Evan Hawley, Benjamin Roberts, Jaden Leo, Alfie Malloy, James Berry and Oliver Richmond and Aman Tethi. Reserves: Luke Chambers and Cole Stevens. And in the 17 years and over age group: Thomas Page, Adam Metcalf, Nikolai Kurdiskani, Jack Blair, Jacob Hamblin, Tyler Toombs, Caleb O'Brien and Dominic Bulls. Reserves: James Annable and Daniel Oide Nichols. Remember, if you do not wish to swim in a final that you have qualified for, please let us know within 15 minutes of the end of this session. Thank you. Well, there's only 50 metres to go for Janie Finch in lane 2. City of Leicester swimmer is only 13 years old. She is the youngest swimmer in this 400 IM, though we will see Lilia Cordell swim later on, also swimming in the 13 years category. But Finch is leading this heat and has led it from the fly leg, actually. She's going to win this by 5 metres or so too. Enters on 5:13.40. She's going to be well inside that time. It is 5:08.74 for Janie Finch to finish first. Second, Olivia Beard in 5:12.65. Freya Jones clocks a 5:14.26 to finish in third place. This is Heat 2. Your swimmers in this second heat of the 400 IM are in lane 1, Philippa Hickman for Nova Centurion. 2 is Grace Turner for Grantham. 3, Lily Freeman for Northampton. 4 is Alice Streeter for the City of Leicester. Madison Emmond for Repton goes in 5. 6 is Lily Tappan for Corby. And then Nova have Chloe Daybell in 7 and Lily Rose Carr in lane 8. Lily Rose Carr in lane 8 has been leading this race from the fly leg. 3:51.63 she turns in there before we head onto the freestyle. Is being challenged by her teammate in lane 1, Philippa Hickman. Now we move on to freestyle. Can Hickman catch Carr in this last 100 meters? The time you would need if you wanted to secure a place at the Swimmingland National Winter Championships in the 400 IM, if you are 16 and under, would be 5:07.50. And Carr still leads Hickman. 5 seconds lead, in fact, for Lily Rose Carr. And she's absolutely flying home as well. Look how much effort she's put into this final 25 meters. Her PB before this was 5:17.60. She's just gone 4:59.42. She's gone sub 5 minutes. She's knocked 18 seconds off her personal best. That was an absolute masterclass of swimming over in lane 8 for Lily Rose Carr, who not only achieved all of those things, but has also just set a new qualifying time for the National Winter Championships. Heat 3 is the final heat. Spectators, just to let you know that the wristbands for this afternoon's session are now available from the spectator entrance desk, so if you want to head there when you have a spare moment, you can collect your wristband for this afternoon's session. We are now on heat 3 of the 400 IM, the final heat, the fastest heat of the 400 IM. Lane 1 is Isabella Woodland for the Uni of Nottingham. Repton have Lydia Caudle in 2 and Eleanor Broughton in 3. 4 is Annabelle Wilkinson for Chesterfield. 5, Holly Robinson for Repton. 6, Holly Marshall for Repton. 7, Abby Mitchell for the City of Leicester. And Darcy Platt for the City of Leicester goes in lane number 8. Into the closing stages of this final heat of the 400 IM. Lane 6 leads and has led throughout most of this, being chased down though by lane 3. 6 is Holly Marshall and 3 is Eleanor Broughton. 4:17.9 to 4:18.8. So just over a second between them still with 50 meters to go. Remember, fastest time we've seen so far came in the previous heat, 4:59. So it is going to take a quick time from anybody to beat that. And it will be tight on the finish here, you know. Marshall really giving it, Broughton really giving it. They come right in together, and Broughton does take it, 4:50.62, but it all came down to only 14/100ths of a second, 4:57.6 for Holly Marshall to touch second. Both of those 17-year-old teammates from Repton, and they really pushed each other all the way into the finish there. This is the open male 100 meters butterfly, heat 1. Just 3 swimmers in heat 1. Max Davies of Worksop goes in 3. 4 is Lewis Wall for Kimberley, and Jamie Love for Radford is in lane number 5. These two pushing each other all the way to the wall. Lane 4 will get there first, but only by a stroke. It is Wall in 104.41 that takes heat 1. Jamie Love second in 104.98. So just over half a second between those two on the finish. Max Davies is still going in lane 3. The S8 swimmer from Worksop will clock a time of, to be confirmed, 125.11 or 122.71, so we will see on the official result how that comes out. Of course, you're reminded that the scoreboard is only a provisional result, not confirmed until it is available either in print or online. Heat 2 on the way. Female 400 IM medalists in the 16 years and underage group. Bronze medalist representing Repton, Lydia Cordell. Silver medalist representing the City of Leicester, Darcy Platts. And gold medalist representing Nova Centurion, Lily Rose Carr. In the 17 years and overage group, bronze medalist representing Repton, Holly Robinson. Silver medalist representing Repton, Holly Marshall. And gold medalist representing Repton, Eleanor Broughton. Swimmers in heat 2. Lane 2 is Billy Harding for Repton. Harrison Bywater for Loughborough goes in 3. 4 is Jared Collins for Sutton. Lewis Fitch for the City of Leicester is in 5. 6 Ryan Ingram for Repton. And 7 is Thomas Blacklaws for the City of Leicester. This is heat 3. Lane 1 is James Ralph for Buxton, Aman Sethi for Rushton in 2, Oliver Stone for Ripley in 3, Alex Bates for Chesterfield in 4, Noah Van Hoobeck for Chesterfield in 5, Miles Willits for Melton Mowbray in 6, Cole Angel for Kettering in 7, and Harry McKeaney for Sutton goes in lane 8. Lane 5 should take this one simply. Noah Hoobeck is going to get there first. 101.11 for the Chesterfield swimmer, who entered on a 102.7, so that's got to be a good swim from him. Second comes from Cole and Angel, and third, well, that's Harry McKeaney. Heat 4 coming up. Lane 1 is Jack Bignall for Northampton. 2, Paul Page for Hinckley. In lane 3, it is Henry Pawson for Nottingham Leander. 4, Joseph Greaves for Nova Centurion. 5, Owen Halfway for Grantham. 6, Thomas Hebbleston for the City of Lincoln. 7, Jensen Ward for Nottingham Leander. 8 is Oliver Henshaw for Balfour Marlin. Starting to look at swimmers who might be looking to qualify for National Winters. To do so, 100 fly, you would need a 1 minute flat if you wanted to qualify as a 16 and under swimmer. Anyone else needs a 56.30. So we are watching for any 16 and unders here who might go sub a minute. Lane 6 is first of the wall. Thomas Hebblestone, 101.86. For the City of Lincoln swimmer, Owen Halfway second into the wall, with Jensen Ward third. Heat 5. Lane 1 is Jacob Henson for Braunston. 2, Curtis Minnie for Kettering. 3, Ethan Ford for the City of Leicester. Thomas Rochelle for Derby XL goes in 4. 5, James Dobney for Grantham. 6 is Laurel Roberts-Burrell for Nottingham Leander. 7, Albert Mulshire for Rushton. And 8 is Aaron Warren for Northampton. Roberts-Burrell first to 50. 28.40 for him. The only swimmer to be 28. I say that, but also Henson and Minnie were within the 28 category. Henson actually registered a touch earlier than Roberts-Burrell on our system. So keep your eye on lane 1 here as well. But lane 6 should take the touch. It is Roberts-Burrell in 58.91, smashing underneath that minute barrier. The first time we've seen down there so far today. And as a 16-year-old swimmer, that will be enough for him to go to English Winters. Jacob Henson is second, with Mulshire third. This is Heat 6. First of our cyclical heats is Heat 6. Lane 1 is Tyler Coles for Rushton. 2, Oliver Silver for Radford. 3 is Ewan Cox for City of Lincoln. 4 is Thomas Page for Nottingham Leander. Louis Mitchell of Corby goes in 5. James Annabelle for Kettering is in 6. 7 is Sebastian Ebanks for Derby XL. And Adam Fraser for Rushton goes in lane number 8. Louis Mitchell is really going for this in lane 5. He's going to take it by a body length or so. 56.36 for Louis Mitchell. That is 6/100ths of a second outside of the English qualifying time. Thomas Page is second, 57.96 for him. And third into the wall there was Ewan Cox. Heat 7. Lane 1 is Joseph Parnell for the City of Lincoln. In 2, Kyle Merriweather for Carlton Forum. 3 is Mario Vasconcelos Blanche for Rushton. Liam Dawson for Derby XL is in 4. 5, Sam Cook for Corby. 6, Daniel Oide-Nichols for Nottingham Leander. 7, Luke Barton for the Union of Nottingham. And Eden Rowe for Northampton goes in lane 8. First to turn is Liam Dawson, 25.78 for the 18-year-old from Derby XL. Enters on a 55.24 and is a good distance ahead of the rest of the pool here. No one is anywhere close to him. It really is the rest of the pool versus Liam Dawson in this race. 55.24, remember, was that entry time. He's going to be underneath that, I think. 55.01 for Liam Dawson. More than 0.2 of a second faster than his entry. Sam Cook is second with a 58.33. Third to the wall is Joseph Parnell. Heat 8 is the final heat. Lane 1 is Ryan Coles for Northampton. Ethan Sopermoss for Corby goes in 2. Lewis Warner for Nottingham Leander is in 3. 4, Leo Pollock for Repton. 5 is George Moore for the City of Leicester. Thomas Wales for Nova Centurion goes in 6. 7, Ezra Lambert for Derby XL. And Thomas Summer for Hinckley goes in lane number 8. .56.91 for Leo Pollock is fastest in Heat 8. Not fastest overall, though. George Moore touches second with 58.44. Lewis Warner is third to the wall. And Ethan Soppett-Moss drops under the minute barrier, as well as Thomas Swales. 5 swimmers sub-minute in that final heat. We now have the female 100 meters backstroke. This is heat 1. Hundred meters backstroke, first heat. All of these swimmers are para swimmers, so I will give you their classifications as I read them out. Lane 2, Ola Greer is a S10 swimmer. Lane 3, Eliza Humphrey, S11. Lane 4, Scarlett Humphrey, S11. Lane 5, Charlie Morgan Imrie, S14. Lane 6, Maisie Summers Newton, S6. And lane 7, Rosa Webb, S6. Now, we do have the British record holder in this event swimming. Scarlett Humphrey does hold the British record for the 100 backstroke, 1:22.82. So if she sets a PB, she will set a new British record in the 100 backstroke. And we are now into the final few meters here. Scarlett Humphrey in lane 4 is the time that we're watching for. Charlie Morgan Imrie is swimming in 5 and leads her at the moment. And it will be Imrie into the wall first. Humphrey 1:25.57 is just outside of her record time. Eliza Humphrey is third with a 1:27.40. Maisie Summers Newton 1:29.70. Well, that was exactly a second outside of the British record for the S6 swimmers as well. So close to achieving these records this morning. This is heat 2. Lane 1 is Emily Talks for Lincoln Vulcans. Evie Bevan for the City of Leicester in 2. Hebe Spooner for Drumfield in 3. 4 is Ruby Credland for Bassett Law. Miley Aram for Long Eaton in 5. 6, Charlotte Hodgin for the City of Lincoln. 7, Yannick Fung for Nova Centurion. 8 is Amber Haycock for Northampton. And in now to the last 5 meters. Lane 7 takes the lead. Yannick Fung from Nova looks set to come into the wall first. 1:09.29. A reminder that it is the policy of the event and the pool site that we are not to have photography from the balcony, not to have photography. Please, we are live streaming the event, and that live stream will be available on playback via the Swimingland East Midlands YouTube channel, but please do not engage in your own private photography. Thank you. This is Heat 3. Lane 1 is Brianna Hanson-Hall for Repton. Jennifer Walker for Bassetlaw goes in 2. Maisie Lee Simpson for the City of Leicester in 3. 4, Jenny Finch for the City of Leicester. 5, Charlotte Byron for Melton Mowbray. 6 is Grace Wingham for Kettering. Mimi Fisher of Ripley is in 7. And Talila Coates for the City of Lincoln goes in lane 8. Finalists in the 100 butterfly, 16 years and under. Thomas Swales, Mario Vasconcelos Blanche, Laura Roberts Burrell, Ewan Cox, Sebastian Ebanks, Joseph Parnell, Ethan Sopimos, Noah Van Horbeek, and reserves Cole Angel and Lewis Fitch. In the 17 years and over age group, finalists Lewis Warner, Samuel Cook, Leo Pollock, Liam Dawson, Louis Mitchell, Thomas Page, George Moore, and Carl Merriweather. Reserves Tyler Coles and Jacob Henson. Lane 4 takes that comfortably. Jenny Finch in 107.42. Grace Wingham second into the wall, 108.4. And third was Maisie Simpson. This is Heat 4. Lane 2 is Jessica Oxley for the City of Leicester. Isabel Wright for Long Eaton is in 3. 4 is Connie Palmer for Repton. 4 is Connie Palmer for Repton. 5 is Emma Jane Ranson for Balpermarlin. 6, Olivia Han for Repton. 7, Megan Neve for Repton. And 8 is Amreen Sanghera for Hinckley. Lane 3 takes that one. Isabel Wright in 107.49. Connie Palmer just behind with a 108.36. This is heat 5. Lane 1 is Amelia Chescheek for Northampton. In 2, Darcy Platts for the City of Leicester. 3, Elise Collins for Chesterfield. 4 is Isabel Lee for the Uni of Nottingham. 5, Grace McDonald for Grantham. 6 is Ashley Green for Repton. 7 is Alice Streeter for the City of Leicester. 8 is Millie King for Derby Excel. This is heat 6. Lane 1 is Evie Dickinson for Louth. In 2, Lily Rose Carr for Nova Centurion. 3, Anna Tyres for Derby Excel. 4, Annabelle Crease for Repton. 5 is Madeline Soper for the Uni of Nottingham. 6 is Rachel Webb for Bassett Law. 7, Erin Gent for Repton. 8 is Bella Hodges for the Uni of Nottingham. Madeline Soper was first to 50. And again, we're starting to look at seeing whether these swimmers are qualifying for Winter Nationals. The time they would need to be 16 and under is 1:05.90, or 17 and over would be 1:04.10. So we're going to be very close to those times on this heat. Anna Tyres 1:03.48 will be enough for her to go to Winter's second. Madeline Soper 1:03.51, the same for her, and Annabelle Crease is third. This is heat 7. This is the final heat at 100 backstroke. Lane 1 is Abby Turnbull for Carlton Forum. 2 is Fenella Woodis for Repton. 3, Rose Gubbins for Nova Centurion. 4, Annabelle Wilkinson for Chesterfield. Kate Morris of Bramcote goes in 5. 6 is Alexandra Bewlett for the City of Lincoln. 7, Rose Dickerson for Nova Centurion. 8 is Francesca Whiting for the Uni of Nottingham. Final 10 rather meters for this heat. It is going to be lane 4 that takes it. Lane 2 coming through though in the final few, but Wilkinson is there first. 103.27. Second, Fenella Woodis in 103.72, and then Rose Gubbins is in third place. And if you thought 7 heats of 100 backstroke was loads of backstroke, don't worry. We've got more to come. 50 backstroke is on the way next. 8 heats of that coming up. We go now to the open male, 50 metres backstroke, heat 1. Just 4 swimmers in this first heat. Lane 3 is Zach Silcock for Carlton Forum. Ron Elkin of Corby goes in 4. 5, Amantethi for Rushton. 6 is Ben Roberts for Nova Centurion. Lane 6, Benjamin Roberts touches first, 29.82. Under the 30-second mark, Amantethi is second to the wall with a 30.65. That'll be a good time from Roberts. Not gone under 30 before. Swimmers, coaches, team managers, please can a coach or representative from the City of Leicester, coach or representative from the City of Leicester and Northampton make their way to the timing suite immediately. Coach or representative from the City of Leicester and Northampton to the timing suite, please. This is Heat 2. First to the wall in Heat 2, Jacob Pemberton, 28.76 for him. Second, Jack Zerevica, and Dominic Bertoletti is in third place. Top 3 all under the 30-second mark in Heat 2. This is Heat 3. Lane 1 is Tyler Hollyman. 2 is Elliot Barker. 3 is Daniel Doyle. Lane number 4 is Ruben Snelson. 5, Lane Keyworth. 6, Miles Willett. 7, Jensen Ward. And 8 is Jack Hughes. Elliot Barker was first to the wall. 29 flat for the Rushton swimmer. Daniel Doyle second and Jack Hughes third. This is Heat 4. Heat 4 swimmers. In lane 2 is Jack Bort. In 3, Curtis Minnie. 4 is Matthew Deason. 5 is Jared Collins. 6, Lewis Jackson. 7, Owen Halfway. And 8 is Joe Helps. Lane 7, first to the wall there, Owen Halfway, 28.96. Only 6 100ths ahead of Joe Helps in the lane next to him, so it was all about 7 and 8 on that heat. Swimmers, coaches, team managers, please can we have a coach or representative from Repton, Rushton and Kettering to the timing suite. Repton, Rushton and Kettering, thank you. This is Heat 5. Lane 1 is Kyle Merriweather. In 2, Cole Angel. 3 is Ethan Toppet-Moss. 4, Ethan Randall. 5 is Joshua Clark. 6 is Joseph Parnell. 7, Dylan Jameson. And 8 is Henry Crust. This is Heat 6. Lane 1 is Thomas Sumner. 2 is Charlie Jeans. 3, James Annable. 4, Ethan Richards. 5 is Ryan Webb. 6 is Oliver Silver. 7 is Nathan Morgan. And 8 is Jack Goldfinch. We are still in need of a coach or representative from Northampton and Kettering, please, to the timing suite. Thank you. Ethan Richards is first to the wall there, 27.01. Ryan Webb is second, and Nathan Morgan is third. Heat 7. Lane 1 is Ryan Coles, 2 Ezra Lambert, 3 is Jake France, 4 is George Whittle, 5 Ethan Lawton, 6 is Jude Denning, 7 is Thomas Daft, and 8 is Thomas McNamara. It is George Whittle to the wall first, 26-4-3. Second is Ethan Lawton, and third there was Jake France. This is Heat 8. Lane 1 is Martin Ian Cobb, 2 Sebastian Ebanks, 3 is Jacob Mills, 4 Lewis Warner, 5 is Cameron Jameson, 6 Adam Fraser, 7 Lewis Brown, and 8 is Mario Vasconcelos Blanche. Lewis Warner was first to the wall, 25.91. Cameron Jameson second, and Jacob Mills third. We now move to our next event. This is the female 200 meters butterfly, Heat 1. And Evelyn Jackson rounds off the first heat of the 200 fly with a 2:33.60. Sophie Martin is second to the wall with Ruby Westmoreland in third. This is heat 2. Swimmers in this heat of the 200 fly. Lane 1 is Freya Jones for Nova Centurion. 2, Francesca Harrison for the City of Leicester. 3 is Jess Lines for the City of Leicester. 4, Jessica Smelt for Repton. 5, Alyssa Lowe for the City of Leicester. 6 is Darcy Platt for the City of Leicester. 7, Francesca Pelfrey for Loughborough. And 8 is Francesca Hallam-Stott for Grantham. The following swimmers are in the final of the 50 metres backstroke in the 16 years and under age group. Mario Vasconcelos Blanche, Sebastian Ebanks, Jake Franz, Cameron Jameson, Jacob Mills, Joshua Clark, Thomas McNamara, and Charlie Jeans. Reserves Cole Angel and Jacob Pemberton. In the 17 years and over age group, Nathan Morgan, Ethan Richards, Ethan Lawton, Lewis Warner, George Whittle, Adam Fraser, Ryan Webb, Thomas Daft, and reserves James Annable and Jude Denning. Remember, you have 15 minutes after the end of this session, so as soon as the last relay has finished this morning, you will have 15 minutes from then to make your withdrawal known. Otherwise, you will be subject to a fine. So please make sure that you let us know if you are not intending to swim in a final. And that includes reserves as well. If you know that you're not going to swim and you are a reserve, then please also let us know so that we can withdraw you from that. Alyssa Lowe is first into the wall, 2:18.69, just ahead of Jessica Smelt, 2:19.61. And third touch comes over in lane 7, Francesca Palfrey in 2:28.47. This is heat 3. Ichiko is first to the wall there, 2:15.86 for the DX swimmer. Eleanor Broughton is second, 2:23.07, with Olivia Kingsland in third place. This is Heat 4, the final heat. Swimmers, coaches, team managers, please could a coach or representative from Nottingham Leander make their way to the timing suite. Coach or representative from Nottingham Leander, please. The swimmers in this final heat in lane 1, Anna Clark in 2, Rosie Smith, Katie Maloney goes in 3, Constance Phillips is in 4, 5, Holly Marshall, 6 is Lydia Cordell, 7 is Lily Tappan, and Olivia Beard goes in lane 8. The English Winters qualifying time for the 200 butterfly is 2:20.80 for those aged 17 and over, 2:26.10 for those under 16. And we've seen several of those already in the previous heat. We do have a variety of ages in this heat too. 26-year-old Katie Maloney in lane 3, all the way down to 13-year-old Lydia Cordell in lane 6. First to the wall there was Constance Phillips, 2:15.30. Holly Marshall second, and Lily Tappan third into the wall. We now move to the open male 200 meters individual medley. This is heat 1. Just 4 swimmers in this first heat. Lane 3 is Owen Johnson for Repton. 4, Jacob Millward for Radford. 5 is Joseph Lauder for Repton. And 6 is Bruce D for Northampton. Jacob Millwood is leading the way here, 149.54 for the Radford swimmer with 50 metres left to go. Lauder trails him by 5 or so seconds. So it's going to be a comfortable win of this first heat for Millwood. Enters on 2:23.80. He's going to be on his entry time or maybe just outside of it. I said on his entry time, but just outside of it, he is just underneath it. Jacob Millwood in 2:23.48. Joseph Lauder second with a 2:29.5, and third to the wall is yet to be decided. We do have two para swimmers in this event. Owen Johnson in lane 3 swimming as an SM10 swimmer, and Bruce D in lane 6 swimming as an SM6 swimmer. This is Heat 2. Lane 1 is Jacob Fish for Grantham, 2 Alex Bates for Chesterfield, 3 Harvey J. Allsop for Nova Centurion, 4 is Lewis Fitch for the City of Leicester, 5 Man of Mystery for Northampton, 6 is Ruben Hubringer for Repton, 7 Harrison Bywater for Loughborough, and 8 is Daniel Doyle for Kettering. Please, could we have a coach or representative from Braunston? A coach or representative from Braunston to the timing suite. Thank you. Finishing hard and fast now on this second heat, the 200 IM, and it's going to be lane 4 that gets there first, 2:20.98, so only 2 100s underneath 2:21. Harrison Bywater is second, 2:21.44, so less than half a second between him and Fitch. Third, Ruben Hubringer in 2:23 flat. Heat 3. Lane 1 is Ethan Ford for the City of Leicester. Martin Ian Cole for Repton goes in 2. Elliot Barker for Rushton is in 3. 4, Finley Gibson for Loughborough. 5 is Cole Stevens for Chesterfield. 6, Matthew Deason for the City of Leicester. 7 is Billy Harding for Repton. And 8 is Max Holland for Nova Centurion. Into the last 25 metres. And close between 3 and 5. I think that 3 should do enough here. Elliot Barker from Rushton has half a body length on Cole Stevens in lane 5. It is Barker to the wall first, 2:19.47. Stevens is second with a 2:21 flat. And third to the wall is Martin Ian Cove in 2:21.74. This is Heat 4. Finalists in the 200 butterfly in the 16 years and under age group: Francesca Harrison, Lydia Caudle, Jasmine Varges, Alyssa Lowe, Jessica Smelt, Lily Tappan, Olivia Anstey, and Olivia Beard. Reserves are Darcy Platt and Francesca Hallam-Stott. In the 17 years and over age group: Katie Maloney, Livia Kingsland, Holly Marshall, Constance Phillips, Asia Coe, Eleanor Broughton, Helen Sharrett, and Francesca Palfrey. Reserve Rosie Smith. Reminder that if you do wish to withdraw from any final, you must do so within 15 minutes of the end of this session. Thank you. So as in the fourth heat of this 200 IM, Noah Horbeek goes in lane 1, Thomas McNamara in 2, Benjamin Roberts in 3, 4 is Joshua Vance, 5 is Konstantinos Hagikons, 6 James Lake, 7 Laurel Roberts Burrell, and 8 is Nicholas Sako Pavola. Joshua advances first to the wall, no surprise. He is the 3rd fastest seed in this competition, 2:09.27 for him. McNamara is 2nd, with Roberts Burrell in 3rd place. This is heat number 5. Lane 1 is Jack Bignall for Northampton, 2 Nathan Morgan for Repton, 3 Jack France for Worksop, 4 is Thomas Wilkinson for Chesterfield, 5 Luke Stevens for the City of Leicester, 6 is Joseph Mulligan for Nova Centurion, and 8 is Eden Saint for Balfour-Marlin. This is the second of the 3 cyclically seeded heats, which means that the the person in lane 4 is the 2nd fastest swimmer in the competition, 2:07.10 for Thomas Wilkinson, whereas Benjamin Twynham, who comes up in the next heat, goes 2:02.60, so quite a big difference between those 2 swimmers. And once again, always trying to keep you up to date with this. The time needed for qualification for English Winter Nationals in the 200 IM would be 2:15.50 if you are under... Sorry, if you are over 16, if you are under 16, 2:07.00. So 2:15.5 for those 16 and under, 2:07.00 for those 17 and over. That is a tough qualifying time for the overs, certainly. And it is Luke Stevens who comes to the wall first, 2:09.37 for the 17-year-old. 2nd comes from Thomas Wilkinson. 3rd to the wall was Nathan Morgan. Only half a second between 1st and 2nd on heat 5. Heat 6 is on its way. Final heat of the 200 IM. Lane 1 is Joseph Greaves for Nova Centurion. 2, Ethan Randall for Corby. 3 is Finley Caudle for Repton. 4, Benjamin Twynham for Derby Excel. 5 is Tyler Toombs for Nova Centurion. 6, Oliver Oxley for the City of Leicester. 7 is Austin Manley for Repton. And 8 is Luke Chambers for Nova Centurion. Also worth mentioning that Joseph Greaves swims as an SM14 swimmer, so will be eligible for awards in the para category too. And I explained a little bit earlier about how that works. The para points are based on how close you get to the world record in your relevant class, and then that is compared against any other para swimmers in the competition, and whoever gets the most British para points is the person who will achieve the gold medal in the para event. Approaching halfway now, and Benjamin Twynham is leading, but he does have Finley Caudle on his shoulder. Actually, only half a second between them at the 100-meter turn. And now we see Benjamin Twynham really start to move. He's pulled well ahead on that breaststroke leg and leads now by a body length or more. There's clear water between him and the rest of the pool with 25 left on this final heat. He's going to clock the fastest time. That's almost certain. His personal best is 2:06.73. If he wants to swim at Winters this year, remember he needs to go 2:07 flat or quicker, so anything 2:06 point would do it. He's outside of that, but we'll have the final to swim later this evening. 2:12 flat for Benjamin Twynham. Second is Oliver Oxley with a 2:12.7. Finley Caudle third to the wall. We now move to our next event. This is the female 4x50 meters freestyle relay. Lane 3 is Rushton, lane 4 is Chesterfield, and lane 5 is Ripley. Halfway through this 4x50 meters freestyle relay, Ripley lead the swimmers they've had out so far. Eleanor Quinn and then Heather Watson. Mimi Fisher now in the water for Ripley. Chesterfield in second. Kyra Winter went out first for them. Elise Collins was in the water second, and Annabelle Wilkinson now swimming this third leg. Rushton had Annabelle Coleman in first, Milana Mazura in second, and now Chloe Powers in third. They touch almost at exactly the same time. This is going to be tied between Ripley and Chesterfield. Remember, this is a heat. We will have a second heat of this. It's all about the time if you want to get a medal here. How fast can Chesterfield go? How fast can Ripley go? Which one of these two will get to the wall first? It looks good for Chesterfield in lane 4. The red cap of Chesterfield now enjoying a body length lead on the rest of the pool. It is Chesterfield that take it 152.12 with a fantastic last leg there from Elle Price that secured that victory for them. 152.12 is now the time to beat for everyone in this second heat. This is Heat 2. Second heat of the 4x50 meter freestyle relay. Lane number 1 is Belfer Marlin, 2 is Lauf A, 3 is Repton A, 4 is Pentaqua A, 5 is Derby XL, 6 is Repton B, 7 is Pentaqua B. Remember the time set in that last heat was 1:52.12. Most of these teams do enter on a time a little bit faster than that, so that time shouldn't worry them too much here, but we will see how close anybody gets. 26.19 for Repton A saw them first to the wall in lane 3. That opening leg from Hannah Capron giving them the early lead, but lane 5 starting to pull through here now too. Derby XL, Anna Tyers and Imogen Clark was on the second 50 there. They take over first, and 51.24 is the time at halfway for Derby XL. So it looks like it's going to be between these two swimmers, these two teams, Derby XL in 5 and Repton A in 4. Derby XL powering forward. Ellie Tennant on this third leg for them. Repton A have Georgie Reynolds in the water, and it is still Derby XL in the lead, 118.28 to 118.57 for Repton A. We're looking at fractions of a second, only a quarter of a second between those two teams, all to swim for on this final leg. Laurie Devine swimming for Repton A, Georgina Pryor swimming for Derby XL, and they're almost stroke for stroke down this final 25. I think that Derby XL might just have the slightest lead, but it's going to come right down to who has the better finish. Goodness me, it was Derby XL that held on, 143.71 to 143.92, only 0.2 of a second in it in the end. Derby XL will take home the golds, Repton A takes silver, and Repton B take bronze. This is the open male 4x50 meters freestyle relay, heat 1. The teams in this first heat, Loughborough Town 2 go in 3, Nottingham Leander are in 4, and Loughborough Town 1 are in lane 5. There are several heats of this relay for open/men. There will be 3 total heats, so all to swim for in all heats really. These teams didn't all submit an entry time, which means that they are randomly seeded into this first heat. So don't rule out any of the swimmers or any of the teams in this relay, especially Nottingham Leander in the centre there. And Leander do finish first in his first heat. 1:35.23 is the time to beat for Nottingham Leander. Second, Loughborough Town. And third, Loughborough Town. This is Heat 2. Lane 1 is Pentaqua B. 2 is Belper Marlin B in 3, Belper Marlin A. 4 is Rushton Gold. 5 is Sutton in Ashfield. 6 is Ripley. 7 is Lincoln Vulcans. The time set by Nottingham Leander, 1:35.23. That was a good time. In fact, that time is faster, in fact, than any time seeded so far. So every team really does have to give it their all if they want to make sure that they can beat Nottingham Leander's time from that first heat. Approaching the halfway stage, and about 3 swimmers are going to pass in front of me at exactly the same time. Certainly difficult to call between Ripley in 6 and Rushton in 4. They touched at practically the same time, 50.35 to 50.39, only 4/100ths of a second between the two. And now we go to our last takeover, all to swim for here. Rushton Gold are in the lead. They're after a specific time here as well. They're looking to go underneath 1:36.54 if they possibly can and claim back a county record. So we will see if they are capable of doing that here. Rushton Gold lead, 1:15.61 was the takeover time there. The only team underneath 1:15. Or underneath 1:16, I should say, and Rushton are charging ahead. They're going to win this comfortably. Remember, 1:35.23 if they want to be in the lead. They're going to be outside that. 1:39.41 for Rushton Gold. It's the second fastest time so far, but we do still have one more heat to come. Ripley second into the wall with Sutton and Ashfield third. Notification of a disqualification. The swimmer in event 210, heat 6, lane 1 was disqualified for a technical infraction. Event 210, heat 6, lane 1 was disqualified for a technical infraction. This is heat 3, the final heat of the morning. And we are away in the final heat of the morning. The teams are a little bit like this. Lane 1 is Pentaqua A. Repton A goes in 2. Corby are in 3. Derby XL B are in 4. Derby XL A are in 5. Lane 6 is Rushton Black. 7 is Repton B. And 8 is Chesterfield. Let's see how this goes then halfway through. And we're looking at a lane 5 lead at the moment. Derby XL A take the charge. 45.77 at halfway. How fast can they go here? Remember, 1:35.23 if they want to take home a set of gold medals. Anything under 1:39 puts them in silver silver medal contention at the moment. It looks very unlikely that anyone's going to be able to catch lane 5 here, though, because Derby XL are charging. Benjamin Twenham on that third leg has done exactly what he needed to do. He's handed over to the final leg now of Tom Truman in the water, and Truman does have a substantial lead on the rest of the pool here, but there are 4 teams chasing. 25 meters left to go, and it is Derby XL, Tom Truman taking the charge for them. Anything under 135, it's going to be close to see if they take the medals. 133.50, the golds go to Derby XL A. Derby XL B, 135.27 will take bronze, actually, with Leander picking up the silver. Third comes from Rushton Black, 135.37. And they have done exactly what they set out to do, because Rushton Black have just set a new Northamptonshire county record in that relay as well. Notification of a disqualification. Event number 212, Heat 2, Lane 1 was disqualified for a technical infraction. Event 212, Heat 2, Lane 1 was disqualified for a technical infraction. Warm-up for the next session will commence at 12:15. 12:15 for warm-up for the next session. All the action gets underway from 1:10 Thank you so much for joining us, whether you did so on our live stream or inside Harvey Haddon Sports Village. We look forward to seeing you for more heats this afternoon.